Soprano clarinets, selection number 3. This is from the Serial Rose 32 Etudes. Don't get upset about this. Etude is just the French word for study. So 32 studies, fine. It's number 20 in the key of G minor. Suggested tempo would be quarter note equals 52 to 60. I would say right around eighth note equals 160. The performance guide from the state: this etude is all about fluid, smooth technique and a light staccato that allows for constant forward direction. Carefully observe the slur 3, tongue 3 patterns, da 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 da, and maintain the staccato throughout. Staccato means separated. Might mean short, not automatically. Before introducing articulation, first practice with everything slurred. I'm not sure I agree with that. Work on clean technique, perfectly even rhythm, and a consistent airstream. I do agree with that. Once your technique is smooth and even, add the articulation. Okay, so this is two different people's suggestions, probably both pretty good. Start at a slow enough tempo so that you don't make mistakes. You want to be playing it right as soon as possible, the very first time if you can, and that usually means playing it slower for a while so that you get it under the fingers and you know what you're doing. Work on clean technique, perfectly even rhythm, and a consistent airstream. Once your technique is smooth and even, add the articulation. Start at a slow enough tempo so that you don't make mistakes. Count this etude in 3 beats per measure. Eighth note gets the beat to start with. And then as you speed up, make the transition to 1 beat per measure for a more fluid performance, which is true. You may wish to keep the articulation legato at first so that you can concentrate on keeping the tongue very light and consistent with a focus on clear, focused tone on every note. Always use the same T syllable for every articulation. Once you have mastered the light articulation, you can add the staccato. Think teet. Be sure to clip the last slurred note before the staccato to ensure a clean, clear articulation. This is the same thing that we were told in the first of these 3 etudes. And it's true. For the trills and grace notes in measures 17 to 20, make a 5-note group placed on the downbeat, playing 1 trill on the B flat. Use the top 2 side keys, right-hand side keys, for the C, and then the 2 grace notes. Those 4 measures should take up about half of the practice time that you will spend on this etude. And start on that today and every day, multiple times, so that it's just the most natural thing in the world by the time we get to November. At measure 65, observe the poco più mosso and maintain this slightly faster tempo to the end. And my thoughts to add on to that: not to create the impression that this one is easy, because it's not. It's quite fast and technical, like the first selection. The hardest part, though, is measures 17 to 20, and you should start practicing these measures today and every day, well under tempo and increasing. As with the first selection, we have a long passage, measures 31 to 64, that we would like to do in one breath for musical reasons, which presupposes a fast tempo, good mouthpiece, and excellent reed, and that you haven't been smoking for 10 years or something like that, as we considered in selection 1. A few left-hand Cs will help a lot, as will the 1 and 1 B flat in measure 53. 1 and 1. We've talked about this in another spot. Get both my hands on the screen. So that's worth some good time. Now, don't make the mistake that a lot of people have done, which is work on one etude and really knock it out of the park, and then eventually you start on the second etude, and by the time you get to the third one, you are 4 days from the audition, and you get to the audition and you're traumatized. So play all 3 of them every day, and you might try rotating them so that Monday you really focus 25 minutes or something on the first etude. Tuesday you do the second etude, Wednesday you do the third, Thursday the fourth, fifth, something like that. So you get some good attention on all 3 of them.